What was your reaction to getting traded to the Storm?
It was a shock. The Sparks, you know, when they made that move for Plum, everyone thinks she's a point guard. She's not a point guard. She's a two-guard, which is what I also am. So, like, I wasn't naive to the fact that they're bringing in this superstar at my position, essentially. So
this question is for Lee. Lee, we saw some new moves from you tonight. Can you talk about how much more you're getting comfortable with playing and getting touches underneath the rim?
Yes, this is my first year come to LA, and you know, everyone to help me feel comfortable, and my teammates, I have good teammates, good coach, good staff, and they all help me a lot, and I feel I'm more comfortable on the court. And
in Seattle, when it rains, it pours.
Here comes the rain again.
Guys, hello, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Geneva. This is Geneva in General. And guys, just on the heels, just on the cups of Jewell Lloyd, who used to play for the Seattle Storm. She has now been traded. Okay, currently she is playing for the Las Vegas Aces. She just did an interview talking about, you know, she spoke with her sports agent, and she was pleading with her, get me out of Seattle. She said, I don't care where I go. She said, but I cannot mentally, physically, emotionally, I can't stay in Seattle. I can't stay playing with the Seattle Storm. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of toxicity. Get me up out of here. I don't care where I go, okay? It's like that meme from the Bad Girls Club, the Baddies. She's like, where you going? Where you ride at? She's like, I don't care. I'm going wherever the wind takes me. I just can't stay here no more.
Coming inside?
Nope, my ride coming. I'm leaving.
Where are you going?
Wherever the wind takes me. I'm not going back in there. Nope.
And of course, in the latest and greatest news, again, it's been so many news going on as it pertains to the Seattle Storm. Their player, the newest player, Asian woman, Chinese woman by descent, she's like 6'7", none other than Yueru. She has officially requested out. Okay, she's requesting a trade from the Seattle Storm. Okay, and it's very interesting, the background story of her and her current teammate and former teammate, none other than Lexie Brown, because Yueru and Lexie Brown, along with Zia Cook, okay, everybody just got traded and thrown around, moved around, you know, pieces here and there, okay, again, everybody is playing musical chairs in the WNBA, right? Everybody then got traded and left their respective teams, and they went to a whole other team in this current season. Yueru, Zia Cook, and Lexie Brown, all three of them used to play last season for the LA Sparks, okay, and they all three have now, you know, they currently are playing for the Seattle Storm. But apparently, okay, a lot of fans were dragging. This just happened last month, and I decided not to report on it, okay? Because I'm like, you know, there's no basis to these claims, whatever, it is what it is. It's just kind of like hearsay. But just to give you, you know, some background drop, some clues as to what could possibly be going on with Yueru, is that she talked about how, you know, she feels so free being at the current Seattle Storm team, and that when she was in LA Sparks, like, she pretty much was kind of low-key, like, undergoing bullying, okay? This is all alleged, okay? I'm just going to read to you a little article as to what, you know, Lexie Brown's relationship is to Yueru and how she comes into play with all these allegations. The title of this article is so dramatic, okay? But it is brought to you by Sportskeeda.com. It is titled, Lexie Brown is Going to Hell. WNBA fans brutally mock pitiful podcaster over a dig at Chinese teammates' language struggle, okay? So, guys, again, Yueru is a Chinese woman, okay? I believe she was born and raised in China, and then she came here, I believe, mainly just to play ball, right? So, again, of course, like, she doesn't have, you know, she hasn't completely mastered the English language, okay? They say, like, Lexie Brown, according to the article and according to, you know, what's been speculating, and these are all allegations, okay, that, you know, she was kind of frustrated with Yueru and her lack of English speaking. And it reads, WNBA fans online mock Lexie Brown after Yueru spoke with the press in a post-game conference. The mockery came after Brown admitted to yelling at the Chinese international last season for her English-speaking skills. So she admitted it herself that, you know, she would lose her cool. She would become so frustrated with Yueru, she would actually begin screaming at her, which is just completely disrespectful. And, like, of course, that also falls into the category of bullying, right? So it says the fans who posted Yueru's interview and slammed Brown in the repost's caption. One fan exerted their anger on the Storm guard and praised the Chinese international for her speaking skills. And quote, it says, Lexie Brown is going to hell. Her English is literally fine. She didn't struggle enunciating any words, nor is she hard to understand. Other fans joined in the mockery. One quoted, the beauty of basketball is that at its best, the game transcends cultural and language barriers. There's a special connectivity and camaraderie produced by peak hoops. Naneka and Lee share this. It's too bad a certain mediocre WNBA veteran and pitiful podcaster doesn't get this, one fan said. Another one just flat out said Lexie Brown is an evil bitch. And then one fan joked the Storm rookie Dominique Malonga should dunk on Brown despite being on the same team. He says, F it. Dominique should dunk on Lexie. I don't care that they're teammates, the fan commented. Someone else said, her English is literally fine. Lexie is the problem. And somebody else said, Lexie Brown, when I catch you. Okay, so they are now freaking, just flat out threatening Lexie Brown, okay? So the LA Sparks traded both Brown and Yueru to the Storm under WNBA's guidelines in February. They received Storm's 2025 and 2027 second-round picks for Brown and a 2025 third-round pick. Okay, so that was the article that came out just last month, guys. And again, I wasn't going to report on it, okay, but now all this news about Lee Yueru, requesting a trade away from Seattle Storm, and then a freaking another investigation, guys. The Seattle Storm's team, the coaches, the whole coaching staff is being investigated again, okay? So please allow me to read you a little article, okay, just a little excerpt from sportingnews.com. It is titled, Seattle Storm player requests a trade amid investigation into the team's coaches. It says the Seattle Storm's Lee Yueru has requested a trade from the team, Christina Williams reported on June 4th. The news preceded the announcement that the WNBA has launched an investigation into the Storm's coaches. Williams' report was also backed up by WNBA reporter Roberta F. Rodriguez, who noted, I have been told that part of that is due to pressure from the Chinese national team since she decided to not participate in the Asia Cup to stay in the USA. They expected her to have a bigger role. Says, I have received even further confirmation that it's China-led. Their expectations were unrealistic as to what her role with the Storm would be. Rodriguez later added, she did not offer an explanation for who confirmed this information. Says Yueru would be the second player to depart the franchise after Jewell Lloyd left this year. Again, guys, this is like fairly new. Okay, this is literally breaking news just 2 hours ago that the Seattle Storm coaching staff is being investigated again. Okay, another investigation has been launched against them. But then again, it's like, it's other reports saying like, the Chinese Women's League Basketball Association is saying like, hey, we didn't know that Lee Yueru would be like playing all season. Like, we need her. We're going to recall her back. Like, she needs to, leave that team and actually come commit to us. It's just a whole bunch of mess. Okay, but the fact that, this is what I'm trying to figure out. If what Lee Yueru is saying is true, okay, because again, like in that article, it says Lexie Brown admitted it herself during that podcast. Okay, she's always on somebody's podcast. Lexie Brown, again, shout out to her. I'm not going to say like I dislike her, but if these allegations is true, it's like I don't like bullies, okay, flat out, period. I don't care who you are, right? The fact that Lexie Brown, I mean, she's currently battling what, Graves or Crohn's disease, she is always on somebody's podcast, never like in the gym showcasing her skills, etc., etc. She got a little bit of playing time, I believe, just last night when the Seattle Storm they defeated, my Dallas Wings. But it's like she's always on somebody's podcast, and for her to just like come out and just admit that, it was just kind of callous and kind of like airheaded. Like, yeah, she would scream allegedly on Lee Yueru because like that language barrier, she would become frustrated with her. Because again, first of all, the LA Sparks sucked last season. Let's be real, okay? They had some good pieces, but they didn't even make it into the playoffs. So I could see like the fact that like you on a team that sucks. And like you're battling with a genetic or, a chronic illness condition, the Crohn's disease, Graves' disease, right? And on top of that, like you have a foreign player, of Chinese woman, Chinese descended. And like, she doesn't really understand. She doesn't have a huge command on the English language. And y'all trying to put up plays. And she don't understand what you was talking about. You don't understand what she's talking about. That just builds your frustration. But again, it's still no excuse for Lexie Brown allegedly to be coming at her or talking to her crazy. Okay, like she's your child. And Lee Yueru again, but the fact that Lee Yueru and Lexie Brown, they both, along with Zia Cook, got traded from the LA Sparks to the Seattle Storm, it's like, that's like torturous. Like, why would y'all put this woman to a new team with her ex-teammate who allegedly was like bullying and like screaming on her because her command on the English language was not that great? It's like, that makes no sense. Something is going on in Seattle, okay? It is raining, it is pouring, it is thundering. A thunderstorm is brewing in Seattle once again, okay? Y'all see why Jewell Lloyd is like, I got to get up out of here, guys. This is all very disappointing. Again, Coach Noelle Quinn, okay, she is the head coach of the Seattle Storm. She always gives me Zen vibe because she just looks like she smells like cocoa butter and, lavender, patchouli, and a little bit of weed and cocoa butter. I don't understand, like, again, the last investigation when they launched this like late last November, last December about Jewell Lloyd when she, she was like, something is going on, the bullying, people getting screamed at, talked too crazy in the locker room is toxic. They said they didn't find any issues. Okay, I guess the Seattle Storm said, what, we're going to investigate ourselves. We're going to launch this investigation against ourselves. And you know what? We found nothing wrong. We don't know what Jewell was talking about. Everybody here is just peaches and cream. Okay, and then you got another player that's, trying to get traded away. And then a couple hours after requesting this trade away from the Seattle Storm, they being investigated again. It's like, guys, this is ridiculous. Again, guys, I will definitely be keeping everybody updated with this story. I will be keeping close watch and close eye on Lexie Brown, Yueru, and of course the entire, Seattle Storm coach investigation being relaunched again. Just ridiculous. Not even 6 months later, because of some allegedly foolishness and bullying, possibly toxicity in the locker room. It's like, me and the Seattle Storm's like, will they ever know peace? Nika Mule out, Jordan Horston out due to she just tore her ACL. It's a lot of drama and it's literally a dark cloud over Seattle Storm. Guys, please comment down below your thoughts on this entire just tragedy, this travesty of a situation. The fact that, Yueru was traded away from the LA Sparks with her alleged bully being Lexie Brown, and then she just requested a trade away from Seattle Storm, and Seattle Storm is now being investigated again. The whole coaching staff, the whole entire coaching staff at Seattle is being reinvestigated. It's like, they are literally confirming what Jewell Lloyd is saying. You know what? I'm proud of Jewell for standing up for herself, taking control of her career over her life, her mental and physical health, and getting up out of there. Here comes the rain again.